What is going on, everyone? I think it is time we close the book on the Davis Mills agenda. The question has been answered, and no, Davis Mills, it is not the long-term solution at the quarterback position for the Houston Texans. I'm ready to eat the crow. Drop the L comments and the L takes down below. And now the question is, when are you going to bench Davis Mills if you're the Houston Texans, right? Head coach Lovie Smith got pressed, as soon as the game ended on why on why there hasn't been a change, why hasn't been able to put the best product on the field. And then in yesterday's press conference, he's like, yeah, maybe a change needs to happen. Maybe we need to make a change. So the question is are the Houston Texans going to bench Davis Mills like at the very start of the Miami Dolphins game, or are they going to give him his final moment? Show us what you got. You have one half to fight for your job until we bring in Kyle Allen. I would have thought he would have been last week against the Commanders when he had -1 yards at halftime, because there's just no life from this Houston Texans offense. You have the worst passing attack in the NFL. Brandon Cooks has been a non-factor all season. Nico Collins have been showing glimpses here and there of being a solid wide receiver, but when the times where he's open and Davis Mills can get him the ball, he overthrows him. How many times have we seen him sell the ball over a 6'4" Nico Collins? You're not really getting a good evaluation of these guys because of the lack of quarterback play from Davis Mills. But Cody Stutes said it in yesterday's video, right? He thinks that you do give Davis Mills his shot against the Miami Dolphins. Their defense at time has been suspect, right? So maybe Davis Mills has some success. History will tell you that no, and just expect Kyle Allen coming in at halftime and seeing what he could do in 2 quarters. And hey, when you play the Cleveland Brown games, that's going to be an important game. More on that in a little bit, but I just think it's sad to see how in the offseason it was maybe Davis Mills has something, right? He showed enough in his rookie season to give him the tryout for this one. And with Pep Hamilton, with the year more of Cooks, and with this we all thought this offense, this quarterback, this coaching staff was going to get better, and it just has, been a huge letdown. And I think all 3 major heads of this offense needs to be replaced: the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback. It is getting that bad for the Houston Texans. But why I think it might play out that way, right? Where you give Davis Mills one half of football left, see what he can do, and hey, if he's, and if he's successful, all right, finish the Miami game. You might still lose that game, and you still bench him for Kyle Allen, because you're a 1-8 football team. You can afford to win a game, right? You could burn a win. The Cleveland Browns just lost against the Bills. They are going to play against the Buccaneers this week. I don't think they're going to win. They are a 3-win football team at the moment, and the Houston Texans could potentially add another L in that column. It is the first game Deshaun is going to be starting and coming back. The crowd is going to be pumped. They are going to be booing. And what better than bringing in a new starting quarterback where everyone has been asking for weeks for a change, and you get him in perhaps one of the biggest games of the Houston Texans franchise, right? Because let's say, for example, you have the number 1 overall pick in a top 3 or top 5 or a top 10. I mean, you already have a top 10, and they just stack on more losses. It gets more sweeter for you, as the season goes on. There's a lot of implications for the way they're going to play this, this quarterback controversy. But nonetheless, I think it's time. Make a change. It needs to be Kyle Allen going forward. And once he starts sucking again, hey, Davis Mills, just do whatever you can. Get us to the end of the season. It sucks that we have to have a conversation like this, right? This is a conversation that we definitely should have had at the end of the season, but it's just that bad. However, nonetheless, here we are. Y'all let me know how you feel. As always, go Texans. You have a very blessed day.